Hello everyone, Ace here, and today let's talk a little bit about Star Wars, specifically during the High Republic timeline. Because thanks to yet another brand new Star Wars High Republic comic, this time known as Star Wars The High Republic Trail of Shadows, we now know that the High Republic, which is supposed to be the golden age in the Star Wars timeline, was actually a dystopian police state, very much in the vein of George Orwell's 1984. But to truly understand what I'm talking about, we have to have a look at the Miss Holt side story arc of the comic, which explains that she has been tasked by the High Republic government with spying on her close friend Kefar Branto, as Mr. Branto is on probation and she is being held responsible for his actions, and will face legal punishment along with him should he be caught doing illegal acts again. Of course, to aid Miss Holt in spying on her own friend, we learn that the High Republic government somehow managed to secretly insert a tracking device into Mr. Branto, thus giving her the means to track him, which she promptly utilizes to find out that Mr. Branto is secretly meeting with a criminal. And it is at this point where we promptly find out that guilt by association, i.e. merely meeting with someone who has broken the law, is itself against the law, meaning that both Mr. Branton as well as Miss Holt may face legal ramifications for Mr. Branton's actions. Now, I really want you to think about this turn of events and what this says about the High Republic, such as, for example, the fact that the High Republic is secretly inserting tracking devices into people without them even having the knowledge about it, and worse yet, is able to do so in such a secretive manner that despite God only knowing how widespread this use is, they are still able to keep the general public from being aware of this, which is doubly impressive and concerning when you realize that the High Republic is tasking individual members of the general public to use these tracking devices, and yet this is somehow presented as something that the general public at large does not know about. Of course, on the surface, this is an example of bad writing. However, if we analyze it a bit further, it would instead suggest that the High Republic is so successful at suppressing and censoring information, likely through various tyrannical acts, that it can actively give individual members of the general public access to these tracking devices with little concern that they may try to or be able to leak this information to the rest of the general public. Of course, when you consider that this comic outright confirms that the High Republic not only outright criminalizes guilt by association, but also openly punishes people for failing to adequately spy on their fellow man, it paints a very grim picture indeed for what life in the High Republic must be like. And again, this is supposed to be the golden age within the Star Wars universe, meaning that this is supposed to be the very best that the average man could expect in the Star Wars universe. Of course, longtime fans know that this is absolute nonsense created by Disney, and is ultimately the product of the cancer of Kathleen Kennedy supporters working at Disney and its subsidiaries. But unfortunately, stuff like this is what Disney believes should replace the Star Wars EU as official canon, for the time being at the very least. Of course, with the current actions of, for example, the comic book industry being so utterly unsustainable, and with woke culture itself being a fundamental failure, it's likely going to only be a matter of time before Disney decides to pull a complete 180 and declare such travesties as this to be non-canon. And while it may take years for this to become reality, it is my opinion that Disney will eventually be forced to do so out of sheer financial necessity. Sure, the main movies may still be making money, but that is not going to last forever. And thanks to how things have been going since 2020, it's safe to say that the film sector hasn't exactly been doing that well either. But in any case, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.